Right, so I have some casting news for Matlock. So let's just get right to the article. Meet Senior's ex, number 4, Justina Machado, has been tapped for a major recurring role on season 2 of Matlock. She will play Eva, a formidable, smart, and ambitious attorney, and Jacobson Moore managing partner, Howard Senior Markston's fourth ex-wife, the one who made him swear off marriage. Eva runs Jacobson Moore's Miami office, and she arrives in New York for an emergency meeting, which she uses to her advantage. So that should be interesting. Let's see if there's anything else. Um, any other news? Looks like that is it for this article. So yeah, this should be fun. Um, I'm pretty sure that she'll be roped into Maddie's plot to get back at Senior. Because I truly don't, I mean, obviously, she thinks that Julian should pay in some way for hiding those documents. But I'm pretty sure that at some point she and Olivia are going to turn their attention from Julian to Senior. I mentioned that in my recap of the first season. And I'm pretty sure Eva is going to be a part of that. Um now whether now I'm pretty sure it's going to happen that she's not going to exactly be upset at the idea of bringing Senior down. I'm sure she'll be more than happy to do that. The question is, what is her relationship to Julian? Obviously not his mother. We've met her already. But um but I really am curious what the family dynamic is. Because she is his most recent stepmother. So do they get along? Because she doesn't get along with Senior doesn't mean she doesn't get along with Julian. Or maybe she'll be trying to poach Julian. Julian is in need of a job. He is out at the Jacobson Moore office in New York. But that doesn't mean he's out at Jacobson Moore. Just at that particular office because of him and Olympia's race to become partner, which I'm pretty sure that Olympia would have had to have dropped dead to have not made partner, because Senior has made it clear that he thinks that because that Julian is just coasting on his name as opposed to actually making something of himself. So maybe the change of scenery. Of course, I wouldn't want to lose Jason Ritter. I like Julian a lot in some strange way. But yeah, that's a possibility and that might be a subplot. Is Julian going to move to Miami and go into that office? Or, like I suggested in my recap, maybe, Maddie will part with Jacobs and Moore, start her own firm, and Julian will join that. Because I really, really think that Olympia is going to convince Maddie um, to turn her attention to Senior and less on Julian. Basically, remind her that, she's raising Alfie. Well, now the father's in the picture, but up until now, she'd been raising Alfie. And, do you want to do the same thing to Olympia's kids? That only, that they will grow up without a father simply because of, basically compounding the issue. That Julian has recanted, maybe they'll come up with some sort of I wouldn't say punishment, but some sort of like community service, something that would satisfy Maddie, because you can see she's cold, but at the same time, she knows these people. Maybe she doesn't know Julian as well as the others, but maybe she could be brought around to realizing that Julian isn't the bad guy that she thinks he is. That was more trying to get his father's approval more so than he was trying to screw over drug addicts. It's possible he had no idea what that study said. And, I mean, he knows he did the wrong thing by hiding the study. But his guilt about it is why he kept it. So maybe that he'll use that to his advantage and they'll rope in Eva. Like I said, I don't know what his relationship to Eva is. Maybe they get along. That's entirely possible. I wouldn't doubt it, because they both have something in common, and that is she probably is not exactly the best friend of Senior. And now Julian has finally given up on having any relationship with the man. So it's entirely possible if they didn't get along before, they will now. Let's see. Oh, and Shay is coming back, so that'll be fun. Again, if they go the route of Maddie starting her own law firm, it'll be interesting to see who stays with Jacobs and Moore and who leaves. But more likely scenario is probably Maddie will take over for Senior at Jacobs and Moore. Which would make sense because then, there's no familial infighting as to who will take the mantle of the head of Jacobs and Moore. Just give it to someone outside the family and nobody can be hurt because nobody got it. Let's see if there's anything else. I think that is all I had for this video. So with that, I will see you guys in the next one.